What is one trick that companies don't want you to know? I used to work at a PC repair shop and had to call HP warranty support in India almost every day. Talking with someone using a script plus language barrier equals aggravating and time-consuming. I learned that if you select the option for Spanish, you get transferred to a call center in Texas. From there, you can just speak English. Airlines sometimes have cheaper flights to distant destinations that change planes in your intended destination city. So if you're flying to Chicago, you might book a flight to LA knowing it stops in Chicago and simply get off and not board the second leg. There's a website called skiplag.com that is being sued by United for informing people how to take advantage of it. Just because a store is branded as a certain company doesn't mean it's owned and operated by that company. For example, if you don't like Shell gas and decide to go to the Exxon down the street, Shell may still own and operate that store, but fly Exxon's flag. They just pay Exxon a small fee to keep their branding up. My stepbrother used to work for a company that owned gas stations. He had a hell of a time when the BP oil spill happened. The store runners at BP stations were losing business when they really had very little to do with the actual BP company. Some didn't even get any gas derived from BP oil. I had a locksmith tell me that I could not program my own RFID chip key using 2 original keys in my Jeep's computer, and that I either had to have him do it or pay even more at a dealership to have him do it, and buy a chip key from him for $30. I knew better. I bought an $8 chip key off eBay, programmed it myself using instructions online. The seller also sent me programming instructions, and had it physically copied at that same locksmith for $2. Also, there were instructions in the Jeep's owner's manual. Note, the way the computer programs the key is that you basically insert the first original key, turn the ignition on, then the second original key, and then the new key that then gets programmed. I also had a non-chip key that I had made earlier, just to open the Jeep's doors, and take that key to the chip blank key to fool the Jeep's computer into thinking that the chipped key was being inserted. Locksmith would have charged me upwards of $80 when I did it myself for about $12. Locksmiths hate me. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but my econ teacher once told me that if you take a loan from a bank, you can ask to make payments on a bi-monthly basis as opposed to a monthly basis, and that should reduce the amount of interest you pay. Edit. Jesus. Bi-monthly does mean twice in 1 month. Stop sending me messages about it. Edit X2. This post and the ensuing comments are not actually about getting better loans. The discussion is in fact about the proper use of bi-weekly, bi-monthly, semi-weekly, semi-monthly, and fortnightly. It's impressively stupid. The name brand products you buy at Walmart are of inferior quality to the same product at regular stores. Learn this in a business course, specifically in reference to name brand shampoo and toothpaste, but applicable to many products. Walmart demands lower prices, so manufacturers lower quality. I've never paid full price for Sirius XM radio. I received a free year with the purchase of my car. After that year was up, they called me up to renew at something like $20 per MO. Why would I pay you $20 per MO to listen to whatever you send me, when I could pay $10 per MO to Spotify and listen to whatever I want? Sir, we can offer you 6 months of Sirius XM for $20. Would you be interested in that? Yep. I don't want to be auto-billed, invoice me. I performed this dance every 6 months for the past 3 years. You know how it's almost impossible to get scammers to stop calling? Well, almost. I'm 100% convinced there are black market phone lists floating around, because I'm almost positive I got myself removed from at least one of them, because practically overnight, I stopped getting scam calls from a wide variety of different scams, and with one simple trick. Hold on a sec, I have to turn on the recording for the FCC. Obviously, this only works in the US, but you could substitute your local regulatory agency, and it would probably work just as well. The dude hung up so fast it wasn't even funny, and I never got any more calls from that scam, and I stopped getting calls from different scams pretty quickly after I created this trick. Write companies letters. They usually give you free swag, or at least discounts. I wrote Sega once a long time ago. They sent me the coolest Sonic and Knuckles t-shirt ever. The game had just came out for Genesis. I love that shirt. Edit. Snail mail works best. Handwritten or printed doesn't matter. Also, don't be an asshole. Several airlines have a policy where you can cancel your flight ticket with a full refund within 24 hours of booking it. Most airlines' cancellation policies do not state this fact explicitly on the websites. E.g. I've been a complete scan Lufthansa's and United's cancellation policies on their website, but couldn't find this anywhere. Their customer care confirmed it on phone. This is particularly useful when you have to show make confirmed flight reservations to be submitted along with your visa applications. Schengen, US, UK, etc. need this. I've used this method several times for my visa applications to UK and Schengen successfully. If you stay at a hospital, ask for an itemized bill, especially if staying at a state or locally funded one. Reason for this, hospitals like to sneak in hidden charges for services you didn't receive, like pelvic exams when you went in for a broken arm. This can save you hundreds of dollars on your bill. Your cable and cell phone costs are negotiable, without giving anything up in exchange for lower rates. This is especially true after you become a customer for a few months. They'll give you a song and dance on why they're the best, but stay firm. If they don't lower your rate, you'll go with a competitor. Disposable razor blades can be sharpened by using denui and pants. Take a pair of pants and run the blade up a few times, then down a few times. It cleans the rust off the blades and adds many more shaves onto the life of those expensive blades. Edit. Okay, jeans, damn it, jeans. I don't know what jeans are called around to the world and wanted to be general with the term thanks. Yet for now on, I'm calling my jeans Denu, I am. Edit. Yeah, well, thanks for helping a brother out. For the record, I have disabled all the spell checkers in my life in hopes of relearning how to spell and stuff. Flowers. Stop using the big corporate, national flower companies that pay pennies on the dollar to local florists. Instead, call the same shops that the shithole 800 number company contracts to locally. Chances are they will give you a better deal, more flowers, and better quality, simply because they actually get more money from you via direct sale. Florists hate 800 flower companies. It screws them out of profits, but they're forced to use them because so many people use the corporate flower brokers. Don't buy pool chemicals at the pool store. You can chlorinate your pool with standard household bleach. You can raise the pH level with plain baking soda or borax, both available at Walmart, and lower it with muriatic acid, available at Lowe's/Home Depot. Those are literally the only chemicals you need, unless something is massively wrong with your water. Using these methods, my pool costs me less than $1 a day in chemicals. Want an actual free credit score? Call your bank, tell them you're looking into loan options, and you were hoping they could provide your credit score. They will do it for you for free. Edit. Just for clarity, this shouldn't be done repeatedly, but it can be a great use if you've already used up your annual credit report and you want your actual score, not an educated guess, i.e. Credit Karma. Not sure if this answers the question, but used to work for Cold Stone Creamery. We've got stupid size names, yeah, okay. We also got major criticism for having a milkshake that was over 2,000 calories for the gotta have it size or the large size. Evidently, corporate's response to this criticism was to get rid of the gotta have it size cup and introduce a cup smaller than the Like It cup we already had. So we had the new Like It, the cup that used to be the Like It as the new medium cup, and the cup that used to be the Love It as the large cup. So basically, we changed the sizes of all of the cups, but didn't change the prices to reflect the smaller size. I felt like I was swindling people out of their money every time I made a milkshake. I use a Chrome extension called Page Monitor that basically checks the page and looks for anything on the page that changed. I specifically select the price area on that page to be alerted when it changes. Recently, I used it to get some Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil on sale from Walmart. The price would generally change from $26 to $24, and I'd be alerted each time, and then it eventually went down to about $22. And I bought it. Yeah, it is not much savings, but even $4 saved is $4 in my pocket. Plus, I had a rebate offer that saved me an additional $12 on said oil. Companies that say they won't sell your information are actually trading it for something of value. Example, school asks for generic information regarding your emails, phone number, age, and gender, and trades it to a car dealership for a car that they will later raffle off for cash. It happens pretty much all the time. It's a giant loophole. They aren't selling, they are trading. I used to work at a call center that handled people canceling services. We were paid based on how many people we saved from canceling compared with the total number of potential saves. However, certain times customers didn't count as potential saves. These people we just needed to get off the phone ASAP. If you want to cancel a service, you want to not be a potential save. To do this, I suggest stating that you are moving to another country. Canceling cable? Say you're moving to the United Arab Emirates. It'll take 2 minutes. If you play the Monopoly game at McDonald's, you can get a free game piece without buying anything. If you look, it says no purchase necessary at the bottom of all of the ads for the promotion. This is there by law. So you can walk up to the counter and say, I want a game piece, and they have to give you one, usually an empty cup with a game piece on it. A regular cashier may not realize they have to give you one, but if you ask for a manager, they better know that they have to give you one. Otherwise, you can report them for violating sweepstakes laws. Edit, apparently YMMV. Sometimes they'll give you a cup, sometimes they'll tell you to mail an address. Either way, you don't have to buy anything at McDonald's to get one. This is actually the case for almost all sweepstakes. The reason they have to do this is because if they charge you or force you to buy something to participate, it's considered a lottery, which is illegal in most states unless it's regulated by the state itself. No purchase necessary for entry is what you were looking for, and if you see a case where they forget to mention this, you have a great chance of suing them for the win. I worked at a high level in the food service industry for years, and I have many examples of what the entire industry doesn't want people to know. Here is just one because I can write a novel. The grill marks on grilled chicken at most fast food restaurants are created with chemicals and artificial flavors before it is IQF, instant quick freeze, boxed, stored for months at a warehouse, then delivered to your local fast food joint where it goes into their freezer for however long. Then you order it and it is heated up by whatever method they use. Flat top grill, microwave, etc. They can call it grilled because of technicalities. It was never on what you would naturally think is a grill. This is not even close to the worst thing I know. It's just the easiest to explain. There is some serious science that goes into tricking the public into thinking something is what it isn't. Needless to say, I do not eat out ever. 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 My brother-in-law was a brand manager for some breakfast bar that had chocolate chips in it. They increased the chips by 50% for like a month and spent shitloads of ad money behind it. Like 8x their typical budget. Then abruptly stopped. The consumer's awareness and belief in more chips outlasted the cost of actually using more chips. It was very profitable. He got promoted. So sleazy and dishonest. Pay attention, people. I don't know if they still honor this, but Home Depot has a policy to refund your money if a plant you buy from them dies within a certain period of time. Technically, Christmas trees are live plants when you buy them, but they always die by the end of the season. So some people would bring it back after Christmas with their receipt and get their money back. So few people actually went through the trouble to do this. The store just honored it to avoid a few angry customers. I refuse to play any energy or Coinbase games on my phone. I saw through this business model when it was first getting started. It is such a great idea to sucker those poor souls into stuff like that. I wish I would have thought of it myself, but I'll never buy into it. I have recently been playing Geometry Dash, and I love the fact that I paid for a game, and it has absolutely zero microtransactions for anything. Not even to unlock new colors or achievements. Everything is merit-based, and I love it. So, I don't know if this is a true story or not. One time I heard that a toothpaste company was wanting to increase their profits. This guy told them he could nearly double their profits, and in return he wanted 10% of the increase. So they agreed, and he told them to make the opening larger. More toothpaste out equals more toothpaste bought. Laundry detergent is the most notable example for me. They purposely make the directions confusing and the lines on the inside impossible to see. There are like 5 levels, and they're marked by a small ring of the same material as the cap, and you can't read any of it. So everyone just fills it up and uses way too much. I once owed the hospital $2,000 for an emergency visit. At the time I was 100% broke, and after paying about $500 of it off, I knew I couldn't afford any more if I didn't want to starve. I wrote a letter to the hospital explaining my predicament and illustrating the reasons why I couldn't ask my family for the money. They forgave the rest of it entirely. There is, however, a caveat. Length. My dirt cheap 50-foot HDMI cable will not successfully transmit a 1080p signal. I'm not sure exactly what causes this, but if I try, the colors become distorted. This doesn't happen if I use a shorter, yet just as cheap, cable. I suspect that it has inadequate shielding or maybe excessive crosstalk between individual lines in the cable. It works fine with 720 though. At least in my area, I'm in Twin Cities. McDonald's won't let you get a free cup of water unless you buy something. Edit. Based on the surprisingly large number of responses there have been to this, it looks like this varies widely by individual store and often / usually only applies to the drive-thru. You're lucky. When I needed an extra key for my car, the dealer wanted to charge me $500 total. $100 for the key, $50 to cut it, $50 to program it with the alarm, $300 to program it to the ECU for transponder. I ended up getting a $50 key with a transponder and chips on eBay and a $100 transponder programmer. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed. Love.